Hello, Hashima. This is Tuesday, April 7th, and lesson 106 in math. Today we're going to be working on problem solving with fractions with just addition and subtraction. So just to go over the facts quickly, fact number one, when you're solving word problems, always ask yourself, does this problem involve equal groups? If the answer is no, then it's addition or subtraction. Neither of those needs to have equal groups. Fact number two, this is the most important thing, really. Always use a common denominator to add or subtract fractions. So whatever you are doing before you add or subtract, you must convert them so that they have a common denominator. Let's look at the concept review, which is just two brief examples, one addition, one subtraction. So the addition problem is 2 1/3 plus 3 4/15. So notice I line them up vertically, and then I renamed them with a common denominator, which in this case is 15. So the fraction 3 4/15 I just slid over, but the top fraction, sorry, I'm not lining up. The top fraction I had to convert from 2 1/3 to 2 5/15. I did that by multiplying by 5. Once you have it converted, you've got 2 5/15 plus 3 4/15. So I added the whole numbers. 2 plus 3 is 5. And then 5/15 plus 4/15 is 9/15. So 5 9/15 is your answer. For the second one, you're doing subtraction. 1 5/12 minus 7/8. A common denominator between 12 and 8 is 24. So I first turn this into 1 10/24, multiplying by 2. And then turn 7/8 into 21 over 24. And then this is an extra step here. Because I cannot take 21 away from 10, I had to turn 1 10/24 into an improper fraction so that I could subtract. It's like regrouping. So I turned it into 34 over 24. And then I subtracted 34 minus 21, which got me 13. And then my final answer is 13 over 24. Now we're going to take a look at some word problems. So there's a little bit of sun behind me. For example, A, it says that Leela's collecting the honey from 3 beehives. And from the first hive, she only collects 2/3 of a gallon of honey. But the last 2 hives each yield 1/4 of a gallon. So how much honey does she collect from the 3 beehives? So I made 3 bullets for each hive, 1, 2, and 3. So the first hive, it says, got 2/3 of a gallon. And then it says each of the next two, the second and the third, produced 1/4 of a gallon. So that's why I have 1/4 and 1/4. So really what you're doing here is finding a total. That's addition. So I did 2/3 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. A common denominator between 3 and 4 is 12. So I converted them all to 12ths. So we've got 8/12, 3/12, and 3/12, which totals 14 over 12, which I then converted back to a mixed number, which is 1 2/12, or 1 1/6, which is your final answer. Last problem, example B. There was a leak in Ty's inflatable swimming pool. In the first hour, it lost 2/5 of its water. In the second hour, it lost 1/4 of its water. What fraction of the water was left in the pool? So think of one entire pool, and then you're going to take away the 2/5 that it lost, and then take away the 1/4 that it lost. So you can either do it as completely subtraction, or what I did is divided it into 2 steps. If you look at my bar diagram, you can see that we've got 2 pieces that we need to add together and then subtract from one whole. So that's what I did first, is that I added 2/5 and 1/4 with a common denominator of 20. So 8/20 plus 5/20, and that's going to give me 13/20. Here's the tricky part. If you're subtracting from one whole, you have to infer that one whole is 20 over 20. So we're going to take away 20 over 20 minus 13 over 20, which gives us 7/20. And that's how much water is left in the pool. So that's examples A and B. You're going to be solving some more word problems with fractions today, only addition and subtraction. Make sure you are using common denominators, and we will see you on Zoom.